All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the HPL YouTube channel for another edition of Game of the Week. It is finally Conference Championship week here in the fifth season of the HPL College Football League, and we've got another conference championship in store, the Big 12 championship this time, and it's just a classic matchup. Kansas State, USF, these teams face off every single season. And they faced four times total, and all four games have been really good. This time they're going to face in the Big 12 championship for the second time ever.
Really?
And again, if one of these teams lose, then they're still going to be fine for the college football playoffs. Nothing will affect them. I am DeJuan McMurray, and alongside of me is Caleb Castile.
Wow.
Hail State, what are we looking for in this game?
Government name is just insane. We're looking for this Kansas State team to come out and show and prove to everyone why they belong. The playoffs are not locked up like you may believe they are, at least for Kansas State's sake. We've seen the loser of the Big 12 championship game be dropped from the polls in years before, so that could be a possibility. So Kansas State, to feel 100% locked in, needs to win this game.
All right. Yeah, I think Kansas State, they just show a little bit of grit today. They beat South Florida. I mean, Kansas State's 1-3 versus South Florida. You see South Florida black head to toe, Kansas State standard away uniforms, and we are underway here at the Cotton Bowl for the Big 12 championship game. Tuggle from the end zone. He's going to bring it out, had a little crease, but he gets pulled down at the 19-yard line. That is where South Florida will start their first drive of this ball game.
Yeah.
You see Baker, their star quarterback's going to hand it off to Smith on the first play. Smith sidesteps a tackler, and he's going to get 8 yards to the 27-yard line to make it second down and 2 now.
Yeah, it seems like everybody, every really good team in the country has just a running back that no one can tackle. And Smith is that guy for the Bulls. He was a handful when the two played in, where do they play? Manhattan. When they met in Manhattan.
Yep. Second down and 2. Baker, quick zig route to James, and he has the first down. And South Florida moves the chains. No, he was down anyway, so it doesn't matter. Spot will stay the same. So now they go from, gun to I formation now. First and 10 for South Florida. Handoff left side, and Smith is wrapped up in the backfield. He actually does not lose a yard, but it brings up a second and 10 now. Chidi Obizer gets in there first.
The big interior lineman for the Wildcats. Didn't really see much of him in the previous meeting, but he's here today, and he's queer, he's coming for your children.
James the motion man. Got 3 receivers on the right. Then you got Smith in the backfield. Baker, 4-man rush, steps up, throws, slant, caught, Isaac, and he gets it to midfield.
That's a nice play design there to make sure that the DBs have to make a choice, and they leave someone open, and that's the slot receiver for the Bulls.
Baker, clean pocket, scanning. He's just going to take off, and he is going to get a yard somehow. I thought he got sacked. Curtis Thorne was there buying Baker. Now you get a second down and 9 from the 49. Handoff left side. Smith pulled down. And now we get a third down and medium. And I feel like if you don't get it right here, you should go for it. Third down and 6. Baker
Uh-oh.
going to throw it in. It is picked off by McIntosh. And there's the first turnover of this ball game as Baker makes a critical mistake. And McIntosh picks it off, and Kansas State now has the football with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter now.
Well, you just kind of knew that was happening as soon as it left his hands. Just an overthrow, and the tall DB's there to pick it off. And that gives you a chance for Kansas State to get this opening drive and take the lead.
Johnson looking around, going to take off and run. Makes a man miss, and he has the first down. You look at our CFP bracket, we've got some new faces potentially in the playoffs. So we see USC. They've never made the college football playoffs, but they might make it now. They were number 11. Right. And Penn State will also make it as well. Johnson dropping back, clean pocket, steps up, and he has a man wide open. It's Spivey down the sideline. Tries to juke a man, and he gets it down to the 21-yard line. Trey Spivey, the tight end.
It's just the type of stuff you got to get used to if you're playing against Kansas State. You got to find a way to get that pass rush in and get pressure on the quarterback.
They hand it off. Sahara gets it down to the 8-yard line to make it first and goal. Kansas State already 3 first downs to start this game. 3 plays, 3 first downs. First and goal from the 8-yard line.
They also can't be just missing tackles.
They send for Johnson all day. He's going to take off, and he's going to get pulled down. And now it's second down and goal now. Second and goal from the 4-yard line. 2 receivers on the left. They're going to hand it off. Hack tried to get in, got pushed a little bit. Now it's third down and goal, and they're going to hurry it up. I mean, it's literally just about an inch. They're going to hand it off to Hack again, and he slammed. Well, actually, he just leaps over the pile, and he scores for Kansas State. And Kansas State takes the first touchdown of this ball game.
He hurdled an offensive lineman to get into that end zone. That's impressive.
McClellan kicks it away now. Lombard going to bring it out of the end zone. And he's not going to make it far as he gets stopped at the 17-yard line, and that's where South Florida will start their next drive. You got to shake off a little bit there after throwing an interception right there. Got to really lock in.
You got to shake it off, as a fabled member.
So as you see, they line up in single back now. They do a play action. Baker pump faked it. Now checks it down to the running back, and he's going to get 2 yards right there. Second down and 8 now. So now we got a second down and 8 from the 19-yard line as now they are in shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the right side. Baker's going to do a quick out to Isaac, and you see the speedy wide receiver, only a junior, gets it out of bounds to the 28-yard line. First down and 10, they're going to call an inside screen. Macari has a block, and he gets another first down out to the 40, pickup of 12 yards. And that will do it for the first quarter with your score, Kansas State 7, South Florida 0. As we open up the second quarter with South Florida at the 40-yard line, 10 yards away from midfield. And they're looking to rebound after throwing an interception. They just keep doing what they've been doing. Again, they line up in shotgun now. Porter's going to motion. They're going to hand it off to Isaac, Smith. And he's going to get 5 yards. Make it second down and 5. Jaquan Smith.
Isaac Smith.
No, I was talking about Alvin Isaac, the running back, the wide receiver who once played running back, converted to wide receiver this season. And now they line up in the pistol. Under center, Baker checks it down to Isaac. Only going to get 3 yards right there. Makes it 3rd down and 2 now. Smith.
Oh.
And he loses a football. An offensive lineman gets on it, and now it is 4th and 5. Do you go for this?
I think you do, but
It looks like South Florida is going to send their punt team out.
Not the guy in the situation, so
Early to punt it away, and it's just out of bounds, and it lands out of bounds at the 24-yard line. And that is where Kansas State will start their next possession. As you see, now they got 2 backs in the backfield, 1 on each side. They're going to hand it off right side to Sahara, and he's going to get 4 yards. Donald Sahara, the sophomore, with the carry. Again, same thing, 2 backs on each side. Hack gets the call. Hack bouncing off tacklers, and he's going to get it to the 34, 3rd and about a few inches now. So they go hurry up here. South Florida looks like they're stacking the box. They're showing a little bit of blitz. Yeah, Johnson does snap it, and it's a quick little check down to Spradley Demps to get it to the 41.
Seems like he kind of took control of the receiver there, kind of user playmakered that route into a curl over the middle instead of a slant that he would have kept following.
Two backs in the backfield, 1 on each side. They still haven't changed the formation. Johnson's going to snap it. It's a 4-man rush. He's just going to take off and run, and he's going to get it out of bounds. 46.
Well, there's 2 things you need to do if you're the Kansas State head coach here. 1 is you need to fire your barber, because my goodness me. And 2 is you need to run this clock and make this the last possession of the half. So that way you can take a 2-score lead into the locker room.
The hard went in motion. Johnson throws cross-body to a wide-open Donald Sahara.
I just don't believe it.
I mean, he was not even in the picture, and Electric somehow found that, and Electric still knew he was just over there. Great awareness right there. Now they motion Hack. They send 4, clean pocket. Johnson's going to be ripped down by Wilkie Denard, the senior right end. Takes Johnson down to make it 2nd and 14. Most likely the last play before the 2-minute warning. Johnson's going deep, has a man. It is Spradley Demps, and it is caught. Touchdown. In the back of the end zone, Spradley Demps with the catch. And I think they're reviewing it to see if he had a feet down, and yes, he did. It is good. Touchdown, Kansas State, and they take a 14-0 lead now. What a throw. Now you have 2 minutes left in this second quarter. And Lombard.
Well, this is for a first-round bye, and I'm
take
sure
it out of the end zone.
South Florida or Kansas State's able to sneak in if they blow this game. Is going to be a nightmare first-round matchup for whoever they play, especially those poor little Big Ten teams.
Yep.
That have snuck their way in.
They start the drive with in the single back formation. Play action for Baker. He's going deep for Isaac, the speedy receiver, and it is knocked away. Looked like he had him, but it was just great coverage, too, at the same time. Now they line up in shotgun trips, or they line up in a bunch set in shotgun. Quick check down to Smith, and he is going to get half of the yards he needs for another set of downs to make it 3rd and 5. Two receivers on each side here. Baker's going to snap it, and it's almost intercepted. Intended for winning. Great coverage there. Yeah, you got to go for this because, I mean, if you fall behind early against a team like Kansas State, yeah, you got to go for this.
Yeah, we can't keep punting this football back to him at this point.
See what they do here on a 4th and 5 here. They only rush 3. Baker, all day to throw. And he's going to take off and run. He had the running back wide open, but instead he just pulled a do-it-yourself kid, and this drive stays alive for South Florida. Baker, pump fakes. Gonna throw the seam to James. It is caught! He breaks the tackle and he gets it down to the 15-yard line. Just what South Florida needed. Spencer James with the reception.
That's exactly what they need. If this clock's going to tick now 30 seconds.
Yeah, less than 30 seconds. They're going to start by handing it off to Smith.
Oh my
Smith
gosh!
jukes a man, and he gets 5 yards
What
to
a
make it
block.
2nd down and 4. Yeah, that was an insane block right there.
Just get in the ground, young man.
2nd and 4. 24 seconds left in the half. Quick check down. He does not get there. 3rd and inch now. Tried to hit Smith on a quick check down route, but he got popped immediately. Kansas State's got a stifling goal line defense. Let's see what they do here. 3rd and inches. They do hand it off. Smith is ripped down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 2. He was right there. I mean, yeah, you got to go for this. 4th and 2 now. Fourth and 2. And he has got winning. He probably could have scored right there, but he does have winning for the 1st down. And now he gets to the 1-yard line.
We're out of time.
8 seconds. Snaps it. Smith, and he is into the end zone for a South Florida touchdown right before halftime to make it a 1-score game. Jaquan Smith with the 1-yard score. 10 plays, 83 yards, 2-minute drive. I mean, this half's not over yet. We've seen Electric do some crazy things with very little time left. If we go back to the last time these two teams met in Manhattan, he did a Hail Mary, and for some reason, Andre Davis made a miracle catch. Take the lead for halftime in that game. And I went crazy. Sahara gets it, and he's just going to go down to set Kansas State up for a heave to the end zone with 2 seconds left. And South Florida is also going to call timeout, so interesting call.
We've seen electric Hail Marys before.
3-man rush. We've seen things happen before. Johnson's just going to bleed. He's throwing it. No freaking way. He did it again. He did it again. The same thing, but with Spragley Demps this time. Unbelievable. Have you ever? He did it twice now. He didn't do it once. He did it twice against South Florida.
Listen, I've done...
This man is unreal.
I won a game off of a Hail Mary this year. It is insane to do it twice to the same team in 2 different games. I don't understand that. That is something else.
I mean, that's either insane luck. Oh, we're going to get a kick out of bounds here, so the ball's going to come out to the 40. But that's either got to be insane luck or just really good skill, just really good ball skill. I mean, the fact that he's done that twice now, that is insane. That's why I said don't count him out at all. They're going to start the drive off with a handoff to Sahara, and he's going to be pulled down behind the line. Or actually not behind the line, but he gets pulled down for a gain of 1. Second down and 9. Sahari gets the call, and he's going to get 7. Make it 3rd and 2 now.
Yeah, well, this South Florida defense is in must-execute mode. They have
I mean,
got
I
to
just
get
can't
off
believe
this
he's
field.
pulled this off twice. Like, I'm still in shock after that. Johnson, 3rd and 2. South Florida needs a stop. Throws it to the tight, or not the tight end, but the running back Sahari. He found him open. Kansas State keeps the drive alive.
Yeah, I don't. Wow.
Johnson looking around, scrambles out, throws it. The end zone, and it's broken up. I thought he hung on.
I thought he picked it. I thought he picked it. That is insanity.
Four-man rush. Hit as he throws. Low ball there, incomplete. Exum with the tackle. 3rd down and 10. And if you're South Florida, you cannot let Avery Johnson get loose. You also got to watch the secondary as well, see what they do. 3rd down and 10. Johnson. Oh, he is under a bunch of heat, and he gets hit again. And from here, it's a 47-yard kick from McClellan. Kick is up, and it is no good. It dunked off the upright. And South Florida, and that is a win for South Florida. The kick doinked off the upright and is no good, and the lead stays 14. That is exactly what South Florida needed.
What is it with kickers having problems in these conference championship games so far?
Baker is just wrapped down by Travis Bates.
Insane.
Play action. He's going deep for Isaac. Got it! Down inside the 10. 1st and goal now for South Florida, and they're on the doorstep. They line up in pistol. Kansas State showing blitz in double mug. And off left side, Isaac cuts it inside, gets it to the 6 now, 2nd and goal. I don't know why I said Isaac again. I don't know why I said Isaac again. I meant Smith, but 2nd down and goal now.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered for USF. Big play to keep them in it here. Now they got to punch it in, though.
Man in motion. They flip it to James. Jet action. And he gets tackled. One man in pursuit was Austin Romaine, who saved the touchdown. To make it 3rd down and goal now from the 6. Got 2 plays left. What do you got? Let's see. 3rd and goal. Oh, somehow he got it over the defender's head, and it is caught for a touchdown over the middle to James. And now South Florida has made it a 1-score game here at the Cotton Bowl. Kick is away. Duarte will bring it out for Kansas State, and he's going to bring it to the 17. As you see, South Florida now has 191 yards passing compared to Kansas State's 184. This is what I was talking about. These two are probably the 2 best users in here. And they always have an instant classic every single time they meet on the field. Johnson's going to take off, and he's just going to come to a halt, come to a rest to the 25-yard line. Make it 2nd down and 1 now.
At what point does USF start setting a spy on Johnson?
2nd and 1.
You know,
Johnson throws an interception. It's Hill. Hill inside the 30. One man chasing after him, and he's pulled down at the 11-yard line. And already Already South Florida has a chance to take this lead, potentially tie the game after trailing 21-7.
This is an insane comeback here. I mean, this is a freshman mistake from Avery Johnson Jr. Just puts the ball a little too far, and the DB's there to pounce on it.
First down and 10. Handoff left side. Smith cuts it back to the 7-yard line. Second down and goal.
Now you got to punch it in again here. You got to find a way to punch it in.
Handoff again. Smith is met immediately.
That is not
Third down and
good.
7. Again, these two teams are fighting for a Big 12 or a first round bye in the CFP. Regardless of what happens, these two are locked into the playoffs. Third down 7. Quick Texas route. Smith broken up, popped immediately. And he's just going to settle for 3. Field goal unit will be on the field now.
Yeah, now on 4th and 7, I think this is just a field goal unit. It's a great job by Kansas State to get the stop.
Clean, perfect execution. And South Florida has made it a 4-point game here. I don't know where the stadium's located. Somewhere between
Dallas.
Oklahoma and Texas. That's what I thought.
Dallas.
Like I have no ball knowledge now after I said that, but
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
yeah, if I don't know the location of the stadium. But anyway, regardless of what happened right there, it's a 4-point game in Dallas. Big 12 championship on the line, minute remaining in the third. Blake Barnett now in at quarterback. We see a quarterback substitution now. Zahari in motion, 4-man rush. Barnett starts by dumping it underneath to Davis. And Davis loses the football, and South Florida gets on it. Unbelievable collapse from Kansas State. South Florida gets another takeaway. And they have it at the 24-yard line of Kansas State.
I'm speechless. That is insane. Some of that electric luck coming back to bite him here.
Smith is spinning around, hoping for the best, but he's just pulled down for a loss of 1. John Miles is in there. Second down and 11 now. Baker's going to roll out. He's going to take off and run. And he gets met at the 16-yard line. Make it 3rd and 2 now. Third down and 2. Baker all day to throw. He catches it. It is caught. At the last second, Smith jumps out for the football, and now South Florida has it at the 3-yard line as that concludes the third. And it is a 4-point game in Dallas, 21-17. Smith met immediately. I mean, Kansas State D-line showed no mercy right there. Loss of 4.
Play call.
Second down and 7.
That was...
They do send for Baker in the back of the end zone. It is caught by Brandon Winnan, and South Florida takes its first lead of the ball game. 7-yard strike from Baker. And now it is 24-21. And we talked about
get a grip here.
Kansas State is 1-3 against South Florida. First time these two teams met was last week of the regular season. Last season was when these two teams first met. Battling in the late rounds. 24-21. Barnett looking. Bradley Dempsey was out of bounds. I believe that is illegal touching. Yes, it is. So, I mean, there is no penalty. It's incomplete. Second down and 10 now.
It won't matter anything. Kansas State's got to get a grip. Kansas State has been pissing on themselves all second half. They got to execute here. I mean, I don't know if y'all are seeing what I'm seeing, but like I said at the beginning of the stream, Kansas State's spot in these playoffs is not necessarily 100% if they can't get this win today.
They throw a laser to Sahara for a gain out to the 44-yard line.
So that's good. What are we?
They do send a man in motion. It's Black. They send 3. Kansas State still looking around. Throws it. It is caught by Spivey. What a grab to the 26-yard line. One-on-one ball, and it is hauled in. Unbelievable catch right there from the tight end. Three receivers to the right side lined up in a bunch formation in shotgun. Barnett. 4-man rush. Loses the football. South Florida recovers the football. And South Florida gets another takeaway. Austin Callis comes in. And now South Florida controls this ball game now. They have the ball. They're up 3. Less than 5 minutes to play. Smith. Foot race down the sideline. Nobody in front of him. And he is gone. 73 yards. And South Florida, after trailing 21-7, has scored 24 unanswered points to make it a 10-point game with 4.5 to play. Unbelievable.
Well, electric, for lack of a better words, is just getting dicked down in Dallas right now. I mean, this is insane. He's been just coughing up the football left and right like he's got the bloody plague.
Duarte from the end zone. He's going to be pulled down at the 20-yard line. As where we see Kansas State come back. And they really need to tighten up here. I mean, 2 fumbles, 2 different quarterbacks. They got to tighten up. Barnett, 4-man rush. Oh, my God, he's got a guy wide open. Oh, never. It was almost intercepted. That was close.
I thought he caught it.
Could have caught it and broken off right there. Could have easily, in the cases. Now you see the wide set here. 2 receivers on each side. Four-man rush. Barnett in trouble! And he is sacked! 3rd and 29 now.
And is Kansas State going to...
He is in deep trouble. He might have subbed Johnson back in, but what is going on? Now it is 3rd and very, very long from their own 1-yard line. And yes, Johnson is back in. 3rd and 29. Johnson's going to step up, and he's going to take off with it. And he is going to get 16 of those yards back, and he's got to go fast here. 4th and 13, 1 stop, and this ball game is over.
Yeah, this is the game.
And South Florida uses its first timeout.
Yeah, I don't hate that there. Make sure you got the defense on the field here to get this stop. You get this stop, and you can pretty much call a ball game if you can run this clock out.
Fourth and 13. Johnson steps up, throws, Hamilton open, out of bounds to the 43-yard line. And they're going to go faster because I believe the clock does move until it's under 3 minutes to play.
Yeah, that was a good play by Kansas State there. Keep the game alive.
They're rushing 3 again. Johnson, all day. Dan in, and he throws it away. Barely gets it off. That was close. But he does throw it away.
Yeah, this is a Kansas State team that's playing like they're playing for their season.
Second down 10. Going to take off with it. Johnson
Oh my gosh.
spins.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Did
my
a whole
gosh.
tornado move on him right there. A whole one-on-one. And he gets the first down. Johnson, 3 again. Takes off with it. And he's got a lot of room on that right side. And he's going to slide down to the 22.
And as tradition, after this game, we will get the post-game sim. So we will reveal the bracket, I believe.
That is true. Yes, we will. Quick outs. Bradley Debs catches it inside the 15-yard line now. He has 119 yards this game. He's having a really good game. Now we got under 3 minutes to play now to the 12-yard line for Kansas State. They just keep sending 3. Johnson looking, does a playmaker, just going to take off with it. You don't want to risk throwing it right to him. Three-man rush. Still standing. All freaking day to throw. Throws it away again. 3rd down and 5 now.
Gotta have a touchdown here at this point. Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
He hands it off. Sahara just walks in untouched for another touchdown for Kansas State. And this game is not over yet. Now, they need 1 stop. And I don't know if going for 2 is the right move because it's still a field goal game. So nothing. You're not really risking anything. 31-28 with 2.5 minutes to play here in Dallas.
And Kansas State will kick this ball off. A little surprised we didn't see the onside look from them there.
Lombard from the end zone on the return. And he's going to bring it out to the 18-yard line. Kansas State needs 1 stop. Mentioned 1-3 versus South Florida. Trying to get their 2nd ever win versus them.
Yeah, they gotta call timeout there. They're trying to get their people in the right formation.
They start in single back now. Jet sweep. Blown up immediately. Austin Romaine just pounced on Isaac. Didn't let him break off. And now this clock will go down to the morning. I mean, this is it. 2 minutes left. Ball's in your court. Got to get a stop. And they start with the corner route, but it's out of bounds, so Kansas State can save their timeout. Spencer James with a big catch out to the 40.
Yeah, uh-oh.
Oh, wait, this might be coming back.
Uh-oh.
Nope, it
Oh,
stands. First down.
It was almost a big uh-oh for USF.
We'll see what he does. Baker going deep for winning. It is caught! Brandon winning the diving catch. 60-yard touchdown for South Florida.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with throwing the football, but, I mean, it works out. But if you get your Kansas State, that's not the worst thing in the world to happen. You get this ball back. But yeah, not the worst thing in the world if you are Kansas State.
See what they start out with here. 1st and 10. Going deep. Oh my God! I thought it was tipped
yeah,
right into his hands.
I had the same
Yes, and he drops it.
Oh my goodness!
What just happened right there? That was crazy. I mean that's an easy catch. If it's just a tip drill, I don't know how you drop that ball.
We did see a couple years ago a game getting decided on a tip in Austin, so they're no strangers to tip controversies. It's a
Kansas State
pancake block in the
trying
center.
not to waste a timeout here, and he's just gonna go down. Gonna go fast here. They don't want to waste any timeouts. They want to get that touchdown, get a field goal, do whatever they need to do. Try to have a chance.
That's the nasty evil with the big play last drive. You didn't force him to use any timeouts.
Johnson does a playmaker to Sahara, and it is dropped. Second down and 10 now. That was a bad drop from the running back, who's been big today. Sending for Johnson. Hit as he throws. It's incomplete.
He saw the same guy I saw streaking down the sideline. A touchdown saving hit.
Third down and 10 for the Wildcats here. Johnson looking, has Hamilton wide open down inside the 25. Minute and 9 remaining.
Quick.
Johnson scanning, looking downfield, spins, and just throws it away. We'll see what they do here. 56 seconds remaining in this game. Johnson's looking around. Throws, and it's read perfectly, and it's intercepted. And that should do it here in Dallas. And South Florida, for the 4th straight time, has beaten Kansas State.
Well, I think they'll try to get one first down here to seal it officially. Or maybe they'll knee it out. They should knee it out. No contest to Kansas State. This game is over. And they won't.
South Florida has won its 2nd Big 12 championship here. Faced a little bit of adversity in the season, losing to a guy who spammed Wildcats all play, 0 passing yards, and then got beat to Oklahoma. Suffered some tough waters. They sit here at 10-2, make it 11 after one more kneel down. They have sealed their 2nd ever Big 12 title. He goes down. In South Florida, second Big 12 title, and they win the 4th straight, and he wins his 4th straight over Kansas State, 38-28 here. We're going to go down to the sideline for post-game interviews, starting with the winning coach. DBJ, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So, 4th straight win over Kansas State. I mean, one of the hardest people to beat in the league. I mean, how are you feeling? I mean, you've beaten them 4 straight times now. I mean, what did it take to do this?
Yeah, I mean, every one of these games can go either way. They're always close. Um, just our second half adjustments, I feel like, are what wins us these games. We did get kind of lucky with some fumbles and stuff, but we played well in the second half.
You outscored them 31-7 in the second half. What did you tell your team in the locker room? What did you specifically say to them after Electric caught another desperate Hail Mary catch to go down
I
14 at the half?
I
What'd you
told
tell
them
them?
we were just being too soft out there. We got to be more aggressive, and we got to come out and attack them. They were doing whatever they wanted to us in that first half.
What are you going to be looking for in the playoffs now that you get a first round bye? What are you going to be eyeing for? What do you think is the toughest opponent in the bracket that you're going to have to face?
Obviously Kansas State. Obviously, even though you could say I won four, but either one of us can win those games. Ole Miss, obviously they beat me, but I'm gonna lock down that Wildcat. They try that again. But yeah, we
Well
just gotta play
said.
some
Well
good
said.
defense.
Well said. Congratulations on winning your second ever Big 12 championship.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, now,
I
yep,
do
Hail
have a
State.
question. Before we get to the other coach, did the decision to wear all black in an outdoor stadium in Texas have an effect on the team and their first half performance?
Yeah, the committee made us do that. I don't know if that was like to sabotage us or what. We wanted to wear gold and green, but they wouldn't let us.
Wow. Well, congratulations, the to the defending two-time Big 12 champions, and we can get over to the other coach.
All right. Electric, you got a copy?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay, just
Um,
ignore that. Phase, you got a copy.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, so you suffered another loss in South Florida, but regardless, you still make the CFP. Um, I mean, what happened? I mean, obviously the two fumbles hurt you a lot, but what really happened? Like, How did you collapse like that? Like, what did your team do a little bit differently in the second half compared to the first?
I don't know. Um, I just know that I banged my desk 3 times harder than any other sonic bomb that ever went off in whatever place. Nagasaki one, right? So, um, I understand. We first half we did really good. Great job, great team, right? And then as soon as we get the ball back, Avery Johnson overthrows en route that ends up being a pick when it shouldn't be a pick. Um, and then a fumble happens when I sub in Blake. This is utterly bullcrap. Um, I'm tired of losing to him because of that. That you can see in every single game I have lost because of something dumb on my part or the game. Just I don't understand this. I don't. I don't.
All right. Well,
huh.
I mean, who would you say is your toughest opponent in the playoffs?
The man I just lost to. I
Okay.
mean the
Well
I
said.
mean like I was about to say because like anybody else I'm straight whooping them. I'm not lying about that. But it's like for some odd reason when we get to USF the team apparently can't play defense late game and we can't do anything about it, right? So hopefully next time, right, after all these games we finally be able to win against them if we play against them again because this is utterly retarded. I'm tired of losing because of fumbles that shouldn't happen. Yeah, it's just retarded, dumb.
Hail State.
Yeah, yeah. You throw around the word luck a lot about the fumbles, but some people in the media say, well, at the end of the day, you got a Hail Mary catch again against USF. Talk to me about the approach to that. If you do get in the playoffs, well, I guess more my question I'm going to reward what it is to. What's your plea to the playoff committee? I guess because there are some worries that this next poll might have you guys out of the bubble.
Yeah, man, I know what it is. If we're out of the playoffs, we're out of the playoffs. I don't really care. It is what it is from now on. But I don't know. We have a better. I just feel like overall as a team, we can do better. We play better than most teams. Most of the teams that we are tied with a 10-3 record, we have beat. We have beat. Well, we haven't played USC, but we would beat them. We would beat Penn State. We would beat Texas,
It looks like you beat
Tennessee.
all them teams in
There's
the back
yeah, that's what I'm
bracket.
saying. Yeah, so I mean, we
Wow.
could beat
I
every
mean,
single team.
maybe
We beat
Ole
oh
Miss.
yeah,
I
we
think
beat
you
Ole
do,
Miss before.
but
Yeah,
they do
so
some crazy
yeah,
things. But yeah, I think you should.
yeah, man, like we beat all these teams that have apparently a better record or the same record as us, and I mean, you just if you keep Kansas State in the playoffs, you just know what you're going to get out of this team because we can't allow any more fumbles. We're not doing that anymore. No more fumbles. No more. I understand the Hail Mary was luck. I get that. I understand it, but there's certain things you have to do in order to catch that ball, and that is user skill. But I mean, other than that, I don't know, man. Fumbles, stuff like that. Hopefully, we be in the playoffs. If we don't, it is what it is, and we just move on from there.
Yeah, one last question, actually coming in from the Ole Miss head coach. You know, DJ threw around the stat that you're 1-3 against USF. You now go down to 1-4 against him all time. The coach in Oxford was wondering if you're beating the James Harden allegations, whatever that means.
I don't know what Jackson's talking about
Yeah, I
because
don't know what he's
last
talking
time,
about.
yeah, me too. Because the last time I checked, I beat him,
Okay,
so I
well,
don't know what he's talking about. And last time I
DJ's
checked, he wasn't in the
different.
playoffs. Not wasn't in the playoffs. Wasn't in the last season championship. Me and you are in the same bracket, buddy.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I am going to hit this magic little button, and we're going to reveal the playoff bracket live on stream.
Yep, our
So get ready to
final
feast your
playoff
eyes
reveal.
upon this. This will be fun. Let's see if
Yeah.
Mississippi State sneaks in. Probably not.
All
Oh
right, so
well,
South
we
Florida
moved up
stays
two.
number 6, number 3
Yeah,
now.
I think we've got to
All right, let's
beat
see
them again.
CFP bracket, and there it
Oh,
is.
there it is. Oh my gosh.
Bro,
Oh.
there's no way, bro. Like this is no
In
way.
the Peach Bowl too. In the Peach
Oh
Bowl, the
my
bowl game.
gosh.
Oh.
So, the
What an
first round
unlucky draw.
matchups will be number 12 seeded Wyoming against number 5 seeded Florida, number 9 seeded Texas at number 8 seeded Clemson, number 11 seeded Kansas State at number 6 Penn State, and number 10 seeded USC at number 7 Tennessee. With the byes being the 4 seed facing of Miami facing the winner of Florida Wyoming, Ole Miss will face the winner of Clemson and Texas as the 1. USF will face the winner of Kansas State, Penn State as the 3, and Oregon will face the winner of Tennessee, USC as the 2. That is your bracket, and some notable storylines. I mean, everyone in the party kind of alluded to it. This sets up for a potential another game between Kansas State and South Florida in the Peach Bowl, which we know Electric has struggled in Atlanta historically. Um,
Yes.
some other storylines potentially. If Florida's, they should take care of business against Wyoming. Another chapter of the Florida Miami rivalry potentially in the Fiesta Bowl. Ole Miss jumping up to the 1 seed to play Clemson or Texas. USC making their first appearance in the playoffs in school history, as well as Penn State. So shout out to those two for cracking the playoffs. And we see the new Oregon coach getting the 2 seed with a pretty clear shot, at least the semifinals, it looks like.
I mean the Big Ten, 3 bids in the playoffs. I mean they're kind of sitting a little under the radar. They just could magically be really. Who knows? Or they could have just make either way. But either way, they're trying to
Yeah,
prove a point, trying to go far.
I'm
You want
going
to
to
do
actually sim
predictions?
again. Well, I'm actually going to sim again because there's nothing to do this week, and it's just week 16. So if you really care that much about the Army Navy game, I'm sorry, but we just got to get gone. But
That's terrible.
Let's send that one more time. Again,
and
no
it
changes.
is
Playoff bracket is final.
officially playoff season in Hennessy
Oh
Performance League.
goodness.
Do we want to do
Yet
predictions before
again.
we cut this stream off?
Um, we
Let's.
can, but
I'll let you do first.
before we do that, I do want to announce some of the user v user bowl games. Mississippi State is going to the ReliQuest Bowl in Tampa Bay against Maryland. The same bowl game we played in with when Leach died. So that's going to be a fun little reunion. I'm pretty sure your Heisman winner has been announced, and he goes by the name of Booker T. Washington for the Miami Hurricanes. He gets the nod over Travarius
Oh my
Banks.
goodness.
Aiden
I am
Mizell
playing.
finishes third, Lagway finishes fourth, and Josiah Brown out of Penn State finishes fifth. So Booker T. Washington is your Heisman Trophy winner. We will go
Congratulations to
down to
him.
the bowl matchups and see if there's any user v user
Texas A&M versus Ohio State. We're playing
matchups.
Captain Dead
Yep,
Dad in the Citrus
we
Bowl.
have a SEC Big Ten matchup there between, like you said, Texas A&M and um, Ohio State, of course, and then Baylor, Louisville. I'm just looking through. You could start talking through your predictions. I'm just making sure
All
I'm not
right. Well,
missing
actually, hold
anybody.
on. 'Cause I'm gonna look. All right. So I'm gonna start at the very top. So obviously, Florida is gonna steamroll Wyoming. I don't really see that being a game. Wyoming CPU. Texas and Clemson. Riley 9-3, pretty solid season. Our Bills having a dream season with a really good recruiting class he hauled in. It's going to be a really good game in Death Valley too.
Ooh.
I think Clemson. I mean, because last year they did go on a Cinderella, making it to the CFP semifinal until losing to South Florida badly. But regardless, they still won a Cinderella run, beating Oregon and Ole Miss at the same time, two former national champions.
Yeah,
So
okay.
honestly,
Just
Clemson will
say a
beat
name.
Texas. Clemson will beat
Okay.
Texas. Kansas State, Penn State. I got Kansas State. USC, Tennessee. I got Tennessee. That's our first round. Quarterfinals, Florida and Miami. If Pablo, I mean, no excuse. I mean, last year he was part of the No Excuses Club, but if Miami plays their game right, they move on to the semifinal. Ole Miss and Clemson. Ole Miss has got a really stacked team with 5 stars across the board. It's a whole super team. He's blowing people out left and right. I got Ole Miss.
Okay.
Kansas State and South Florida. Electric's luck in the Peach Bowl and 1-4 against South Florida. Give me South Florida. And then Tennessee and Oregon. I honestly don't know how good the Oregon user is, but I mean, if he's 13-0, he's got to be really good. So give me Oregon. Semifinals. Miami and Ole Miss. Ole Miss. I mean, that defensive front is going to stop that Wildcat. It's going to shut it
Mm-hmm.
down. South Florida and Oregon. South Florida. Give me South Florida. And then the national championship, Ole Miss and South Florida, too, really. So it's going to be really tough. But honestly, with the amount of talent that Ole Miss has, give me Ole Miss. Ole Miss will win the national championship this year.
Boo.
Yeah, I know Hail
All
State's
right.
not happy about that,
Well,
but anyway.
I'm not gonna go on a long tangent like DJ is. I'm going Florida over Wyoming, Clemson over Texas, K State over Penn State, Tennessee over USC, and I'm going Miami over Florida. I'm going Ole Miss over Clemson. I'm going South Florida over Kansas State. And this is my major upset pick. Give me Tennessee over Oregon. I think McCard recaptures some of that magic he had in that fabled run to the semifinals he had a couple seasons ago. Semifinals in a game that might set the record for the least snaps taken by a quarterback. Give me Miami over Ole Miss just because that's kind of 50-50 and my personal bias leans one way. So it could go either way. Give me Miami to go back to the title game. And then USF has the unfortunate duty of taking out the Cinderella 2 years in a row. He gets it done over Tennessee. And we have a rematch in the national championship. And this time, I think Booker T. Washington is just too much. So my national championship pick is the Miami Hurricanes. And the one thing I did want to announce before DJ closes us out is that the other user v user bowl game is Georgia North Carolina. So Hex and Masopes, if Masopes can get back on the game. Um, but we did want to look at the Some other awards. Coach of the Year was Walter White at Ole Miss. Best QB went to Lagway. Best defensive player went to Bo Nix, the middle linebacker out of Oregon. Best DB was the free safety Xavier Squires out of Ole Miss. Best running back was Banks out of Ole Miss. Best receiver Booker T. The best defensive lineman was out of Oregon, Eddie Reddy. And then the Golden Arm, the best senior QB was Lagway. And then interior lineman, best tight end Killian Billiott out of Mississippi State. Shout out to him. He's a stud. And then, is there any other real thing? Best linebacker, Nix. Best kicker, Syracuse. Okay. Well, that's it. So, congratulations to Booker T for your Heisman. Congratulations to all the teams that have made the postseason. And we can flip it back over to DJ to shut us down for the evening.
All right. Thank you very much. It has been an honor commentating another classic between Kansas State and South Florida. These games never fail to disappoint. But that is it for Conference Championship Week. The playoffs will start soon. It is now bowl season, home stretch of our 5th ever season in this college football dynasty. And we will determine our national champion soon. With that being said, I am DeJuan McMurray, head coach of Texas A&M. Alongside of me is Hail State, head coach of Mississippi State. And this is me signing off as South Florida beats Kansas State 38-28.